Hello, I'm Mark Heinzman and welcome to my channel. Today I will be continuing my review series of every individual episode of Batman the Animated Series by taking a look at Christmas with the Joker. So the Joker's escape from Arkham Asylum during a Christmas Eve gathering for the inmates where he appears to put the finishing touch on a decorated Christmas tree that is actually an escape rocket in disguise is pretty genius. Then Batman says something very subtle but revealing about the Joker when Robin questions why the Joker would want to wreak havoc on Christmas Eve. Because in his own words, quote, even scum spend the holidays with their families. To which Batman replies that the Joker, quote, has no family. And what's interesting is that the Joker himself echoes this sentiment later on when he says, with a hint of sadness live on air for his quote-unquote Christmas special, quote, rumor has it Christmas is a time to share with family. And since I don't have one of my own, a subtle line like that reveals just how tragic I think the Joker really is. And while I'm on the subject of the Joker, the only other actor I can think of other than Mark Hamill, who's obviously great as the voice of the Joker, who can laugh as maniacally and hysterically as he does, is Tom Cruise, who I think would make a great Joker. He's my exact visual representation for how I, as a filmmaker, would adapt the Joker in a cinematic context. You know, when the Joker sets up a train to crash by blowing up a bridge, a female reporter who's one of his hostages says live on air that her mother is on that train with tears in her eyes. And I really felt for her in every conceivable way, which makes it all the more satisfying when Batman, with the help of Robin, stops the train from crashing. I like how Robin easily saves the train by separating the passenger cars and hitting the brakes, while Batman saves the engineer before the locomotive section of the train crashes. I really like the shots of the Gotham Observatory cannon blasting Gotham City as it was programmed by the Joker to do so, because not only does it add spectacle and suspense, it also illustrates just how dangerous and destructive the Joker can really be. I like how Batman uses his detective mind to deduce that the Joker is at an abandoned toy factory called LAFCO simply by seeing him on his broadcast unravel a Betty Boop doll that they don't make anymore. And what I find interesting is that the Joker uses classic toys such as toy soldiers and electric planes to attack Batman when he and Robin enter the factory. It's as if the Joker is using toys from the past to weaponize them in the present. Perhaps it's a comment on how classic toys are no longer gifted as commonly on Christmas as they used to be. Granted, they're still out there on the market, but as I said, they're not common Christmas gifts anymore. The Joker is arguably weaponizing what the culture has forgotten or left behind. It's kind of sad when you think about it. And while I'm at it, I like how when the Joker's henchmen start shooting at Batman and Robin with Tommy guns, Batman wraps his cape around a giant teddy bear to deceive them, which causes it to fall and land on them. Then when Batman finally confronts the Joker, he gets handed a gift in Bat-themed gift wrap paper. I like the attention to detail, by the way. Then Batman opens it and a pie gets thrown in his face. But then the Joker cuts the rope that has the hostages hanging over a vat of hot molten plastic and nearly drowns them. Thankfully, Batman rescues them, which leads to another moment I really like. When the Joker accidentally slips on a roller skate and nearly falls into the vat, before Batman catches him by the leg just on time, although there is a subtle shot of him threatening to drown him into it. But what really stands out for me is when Batman, with a justifiably smug, grim smile on his face, trolls the Joker by simply saying, quote, Merry Christmas, Joker. I just like Batman's very subtle and dark sense of humor. One more thing I really like is how earlier in the episode, Batman claims that he's never seen It's a Wonderful Life simply because he could never watch a film with a preposterous title like that. But by the end of the episode, he, as Bruce Wayne, watches it with Dick Grayson and begrudgingly admits, quote, it has its moments. I just like that it helped him get into the spirit of Christmas somewhat. And even the Joker is in similar spirits as he's back in Arkham Asylum, wearing a straight jacket singing "'Tis the Season to Be Jolly," and merely and begrudgingly says, quote, Merry Christmas. I just find it rather amusing. Overall, Christmas with the Joker is a holiday animated classic that I really like. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.